with that. Yep.
Hello, Paula.
Oh my God.
9 o'clock, and don't take a smoke break.
Oh my God. Well, good morning. We are going to call this meeting of the Boyle County Fiscal Court, September 9th, 2025, 9 a.m. To order. And before we get started, I want to wish Magistrate Paula Bodner a happy birthday. See her. So happy birthday, Miss Paula.
Thank you.
And Jason, is he teleconferencing? Do we know? He is. Okay. All right. All right. Well, he's on there somewhere. So we have Magistrate Bodner and Magistrate Jason. Thank you. Morning. Are both video teleconferencing, so they will be allowed to vote and take part in discussion pursuant to KRS 61-826. All right. Now that we have all the pleasantries out of the way, we'll ask Magistrate Ellis if you would lead us in our invocation.
Thank you, Judge. Please bow in prayer. Heavenly Father, I just can't let it go by without mentioning that last week we lost one of our magnificent magistrates, a colleague of several of us who've served with him, and a dear friend to all of us on this court and this community. Magistrate John K. Wood, a veteran of Vietnam, an extraordinary Christian man, a leader in this community, and one of the most beautiful funerals that I've ever attended. May he rest in peace, and may we never forget what he offered for so many years to our community. Lord, as I was driving in, there was so much news about all the strife and wars overseas and the difficult times that we're having with a split that we need to resolve in our own local, state, and federal communities. May we find a way as leaders in our community to add to a peaceful resolution to issues rather than causing more strife in what we do. Lord, there was so much mention in John's funeral about our Christian nation that I reflected on the quote of our first Chief Justice of the United States of America, John Jay, who said that in our government we should prefer Judeo-Christian principles and elected officials to lead us forward, and may we always strive to implement just that kind of a tenor in what we do. Please be with us with our proceedings in fiscal court today, that we may be very mindful of the needs of our people. It's in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, that I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Master Ellis. All right, at this time, today we have Julian Hernandez. He is a senior at Danville High School and the son of Jessica and Luis. I'm going to mess this up. Tapia. Okay, good. All right. So thank you for coming. If you'd like to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and you all may be seated. And Julian, I have a certificate for you if you'd like to come up. We do lots of picture taking in these meetings.
There we go. Great. Thank you.
All right, yeah.
Thank you. Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, and you have a great day. You can stay and be entertained, or you can go to school and do something fun. Thank you.
Y'all have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good to see bright young adults in our meetings. Love it. Okay, approve prior meeting minutes, and that would be the August 26th minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Magistrate Gay, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Sleeper, any discussion on the minutes? Being none, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Thank you. Motion carries. Approve budget transfers, Ms. Shannon.
I have budget transfers of $7,043.60.
Make a motion, we approve the budget transfer.
Okay, Magistrate Gay, your second.
Second.
Magistrate Sleeper, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Cash transfers?
I have a transfer from the general fund to the interest-bearing account of $750,000. From the general fund to the jail, $200,000. And this was a last minute from the general fund to the fleet account, $10,000.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Magistrate Harmon, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Gay, any discussion on the cash transfers? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. All right, approve the bills. Miss Elena.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Alright. Today's total of bills that I need you to approve to pay out is gonna be $4,270,369.58. We're gonna add three. One is to Central Bank. It is a room fee, $209.80. One is from the Fleet Fund to Central Bank for his annual Autel software that goes on his computer that reads the vehicles. It's $131.97. And I just got the Republic bill in the mail yesterday. That is $43,143.24. And that will bring your grand total to $4,313,854.59.
Make a motion. I make a motion to approve the bills.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Magistrate Gay, a second by Magistrate Sleeper. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Magistrate Ellis.
I do want to point out in that, and Elena can chime in here as well, that a large percentage of this is the transfer of net profits and other taxes to the city of Danville.
Yes,
So the number is shocking, I think.
That's what I was going to say. I had that wrote down. There's $2.2 million to the city of Danville in occupational taxes that we expend every other meeting. We also have a tax check going from the 23 fund to the general fund for $1.77 million. So really, that's just a transfer of funds that's staying within our government. Another large bill was for L&W, and that's for the purchase of the 8 vehicles for the fleet equipment for the sheriff's department. That was $77,000. And then to Kentucky Rugged for fleet equipment was $33,000 for 8 Durangos. So it looks like a whole lot on paper, but a lot of it is staying within. It is a lot, but a lot of it is staying within. It's just transferring. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think it's important to just note
Yeah.
that when the occupational taxes and net profits and that gets shifted over,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
a big number, that it's part of that bill package.
Absolutely.
That's right. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on the bills? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
There's a little delay with Magistrate Bodner, so I'm always going to pause when we vote and give her an opportunity to chime in. All right, old business, we have one item, and that is Recycling Director Angie Muncy with Republic Services.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you know, last time we went over the new contract with Republic Services. We tabled it. Since then, Republic has caught up with their property taxes and all that good stuff. It happened, I think, within about 3 or 4 days. So we are still waiting for the education money. It is being taken care of, but it comes from a different place versus the taxes and stuff, so we are expecting it. I don't have.
And we're getting the
that.
back amount.
And
too.
we even got
Yeah.
back amounts and everything, so yes, actually, they probably was about 15, and they said it wouldn't be no problem, so I think that money may come out of Arizona, but the property tax and everything that's all caught up, even back from, there was a amount from 21, 22, or 22, 23 that they didn't realize for, so, everything, that is good.
Thank you very much.
We are good.
So they're good to go.
What's the length of the contract gonna be now, the renewal?
Just 5 years.
5 years.
Just 5 years. I won't go no higher than 5, and then we'll have like we could done this one, we can renew or we can opt out to.
I'll make a motion,
I think we've done well. I think Republic is doing us well. If I thought for a minute they wasn't, I'd be the first one to say, let's put it out, let's get an RFP, but I don't think we're gonna, not for after 15 years and everything that's went in, I think they're doing us pretty fair.
Well, last meeting you even said there'd be equipment changes and.
Yes,
all sorts of
it would just
chaos.
it would take so much. It was just, and they've been good. When I first came, it took about 2 years, and I was ready to get rid of them at that point.
You're very
honestly.
persuasive.
Yes, but you have to be. That's the bad part. You have to be in this business. But they've come a long way. They help no matter, if I call them at the last minute, they've delivered, so.
Well, I think it's important that you have the good relationship with them. And so through the years, you all have managed to maintain that relationship and grow it.
We just had an issue with Constitution Square they was worried about the dumpster for Saturday. It gets empty, just in case you ain't got the email Julie sent a while ago. It's Tuesday, it's empty, but I also asked them to come back on Friday as a free to dump it again, make sure it's completely
Yeah,
empty
for the
Saturday.
weekend
So
celebration, or the,
everything is
festival.
good, so everything's taken care of for that.
all right, good deal.
Need anything, call me.
All right, so,
Second.
have a second, a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of contract with Republic, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
And I do have just one more quick thing, Shirley, while you sign that.
Okay.
We are out, getting trained on starting our new air burner. They're out there from Florida today to train. And I gotta give a big shout out to, don't let Rogers Johnson head get too big. But I won't public that, if it wasn't for him and his group, and the 3 men I have, I wouldn't know what to do without them, because I can get the money, I can get the equipment, but now when it comes to this mechanical stuff and doing this, it's beyond and Rogers it'll be okay, Angie, it'll be okay, so he told me it'll be okay.
It'll be okay then.
If Roger says it.
If Roger says it, it is. I
It is.
appreciate my brother. I am done. Everybody have a good day.
All
I'm going to
right.
Alum Springs.
Thank you so much. All right, next we have new business, and we have got 4 proclamations, and we'll start with the first one, which is Patriot Day, and that of course is on September the 11th. Whereas on September 11th, 2001, the United States experienced a series of terrorist attacks that claimed the lives of thousands of innocent civilians, firefighters, police officers, emergency medical personnel, and military service members. And whereas these tragic events profoundly affected the citizens of our nation and the world, demonstrating both the vulnerability and resilience of our communities. And whereas it is fitting and proper that we remember those who lost their lives on that day, honor the courage of first responders and all who served in the rescue and recovery efforts, and reaffirm our commitment to freedom, democracy, and the values that unite us as Americans. Whereas the President of the United States has designated September 11th as Patriot Day and as the National Day of Service and Remembrance, calling upon Americans to observe a moment of silence at 8:46 a.m. to honor the memory of those who perished. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Trilly L. Bottom, Boyle County Judge Executive, and the Boyle County Fiscal Court does hereby recognize Thursday, September 11th, 2025 as Patriot Day in Boyle County, Kentucky, and encourages all citizens to participate in appropriate ceremonies, reflections, and acts of service to honor the lives lost and the heroism shown on that fateful day, done this 9th day of September 2025. And if we could have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Magistrate Ellis, is there a second? Magistrate Sleeper. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. And so on September 11th, for any of you all that would like to participate in that at 8:46 with a moment of silence. Okay, next is Human Resources Professionals Day. So I have asked Steve, our HR director, and Mallory, our payroll person, and Robin Mallory. Miss Mallory. To be present to receive this proclamation for Human Resources Professionals Day. Whereas human resources, also known as HR professionals, play a vital role in building and sustaining a productive, fair, and safe work environment for all employees. And whereas HR professionals are dedicated to recruiting, training, developing, and supporting employees, fostering a culture of collaboration, inclusion, and accountability. And whereas the efforts of HR professionals ensure compliance with employment laws and regulations, promote workplace safety and wellness, and help organizations adapt to changing business needs. And whereas HR professionals contribute to the overall health of our community by supporting workforce development, employee engagement, and initiatives that enhance quality of life both in and outside the workplace. And whereas recognizing the expertise, dedication, and contribution of HR professionals encourages appreciation for their role in advancing organizational success and community well-being. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Trilly L. Bottom, Boyle County Judge Executive, and the Boyle County Fiscal Court hereby recognize Wednesday, September the 17th, as Human Resources Professional Day in Boyle County, Kentucky, and encourage all citizens to express gratitude and appreciation for the HR professionals who serve in our community and workplaces with skill and dedication. And done this 9th day of September 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Magistrate Sleeper, second Magistrate Gay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. And I want to thank you all. Steve, thank you for the job that you do and keeping all of our
I feel
employees
inadequate listening to what
healthy,
you say.
happy, and safe. And Mallory,
I don't know.
Robin, I know that. All right, you all come up for a photo op. I still have jet lag. Can I blame it on
No,
that?
yes, you can blame it on anything you want to.
We'll blame it on that.
Zoom in a little bit so we can see your smiles. All right, you ready? All right, perfect. All right, good deal.
Thank you.
Give that to you all. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for being here. Hope we didn't waste too much of your time.
Not at all. What is Bill?
All right, next.
And our next proclamation is for National IT Professional Day. And so I have asked our wonderful IT Director, Bill Nichols, to be present for this proclamation.
Thank you.
Whereas information technology is an essential part of modern life, supporting government services, businesses, education, healthcare, and daily communications. And whereas IT professionals work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the security, efficiency, and reliability of computer systems, networks, and digital services. And whereas their expertise enables innovation, safeguards sensitive information, and keeps our community connected in an increasingly digital world. And whereas IT professionals play a crucial role in maintaining public safety, emergency services, and critical infrastructure, ensuring that citizens can access vital resources quickly and efficiently. And whereas it is fitting to recognize the dedication, skill, and contributions of IT professionals who enhance productivity and improve the quality of life for all citizens. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Trilly L. Bottom, Boyle County Judge Executive, and Boyle County Fiscal Court hereby recognize Tuesday, September the 16th, 2025 as National IT Professional Day in Boyle County, Kentucky, and encourage all citizens to express appreciation for IT professionals and their essential role in our community, done this 9th day of September 2025. Have a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
Magistrate Harmon, second Magistrate Gay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Bill, we've said it 1,000 times, but 1,001, thank you for the job you do in keeping this courthouse going and making it available to all the people in the community.
I do my best.
Hold that handshake.
Handshake.
Get the hand.
That's right. Perfect. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, and then, last but not least, we have Deaf Awareness Week this month, and it is going to be the week of September 21st through the 27th. Whereas the deaf and hard of hearing community are integral members of our society, contributing to the cultural, educational, and economic vitality of our communities, whereas Deaf Awareness Week is recognized internationally during the last full week of September to promote understanding, accessibility, and inclusion for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. And whereas raising awareness about the challenges and achievements of the deaf community encourages equitable access to education, employment, health care, and community services. And whereas American Sign Language, also known as ASL, and other forms of communication provide vital means for connection, expression, and participation in all aspects of society. And whereas it is fitting to honor the accomplishments of deaf and hard of hearing individuals and to educate the public about the importance of accessibility, inclusion, and equal opportunity. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Trilly L. Bottom, Boyle County Judge Executive, and the Boyle County Fiscal Court hereby proclaim the week of September 21st through the 27th, 2025 as Deaf Awareness Week in Boyle County, Kentucky, and encourage all citizens to participate in activities and programs that promote understanding, inclusiveness, and support for the deaf and hard of hearing community. In witness of today's date, September 9th, 2025. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Magistrate Gay, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Sleeper? All those in favor?
Second.
Magistrate Cullen, we'll put Magistrate Cullen on that one. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you all.
On that, also on that note, on Deaf Awareness Week, can we work to make sure that our meetings are captioned, or what other ways that Magistrate Cullen in particular would recommend that they're available for our deaf community to?
I'm sure our IT director could make that happen.
Okay, thank you.
But we'll check with him and see.
Good idea.
That's a wonderful idea. Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Okay, next under new business is CVB Director Kendall Clinton. Welcome.
Morning.
Morning.
Tim Montgomery usually comes and does
Uh-huh.
the financial updates, but he was unavailable this morning, had an appointment he couldn't miss, so
Okay.
I'll go over that and talk about some other things.
Sure.
You should have our last quarter financials for FY25. Since hotels and short-term rentals had till the end of July to send in their June payments, we didn't know until August where our year-end actuals fell, but we have that now. Our room tax report for FY25 reflected that we collected $36,272 for short-term rentals. Our budgeted goal was $35,000, so we exceeded that by a little bit. And there are a few more that we haven't collected yet. Chris actually helped me recently with one of those properties. So once we get the remaining amount due, along with what we got from that individual property, that we'll be probably closer to $40,000 on that. For our hotels, we collected $285,706 toward our goal of $320,000. We still have a couple of room tax payments that are owed for the last fiscal year that we haven't collected yet, but we're working with the owners right now. We should have that pretty soon, so that'll push that a little bit higher. For current financials, as of August 31st, the CVB had a cash balance of $43,324.90 in our account at Central Kentucky Federal Savings. And we had $40,897 in the CD at Farmers Bank. So that's where we stand financially.
All right.
Along with our financials, I wanted to talk a little bit about another set of financials, and that's the overall economic impact of tourism in Boyle County. Since the last time I appeared before you, we got the annual economic impact numbers from the State Department of Tourism. Every year they use a company called Tourism Economics. They use, I think like
Makes sense, don't it?
Yeah. They use like 9 or 10 different data sources to come up with the overall economic impact of tourism in Kentucky, and then they break it down county by county, and they issued that report to us. So as you'll see in that report, Boyle County helped support 696 jobs that were related to tourism. That's up from 628 jobs back in 2021. That contributed $19.8 million in labor income, which was up from $16 million in 2021. The collection of $6.6 million in state and local taxes, and that was up $1 million from 2021. And the overall economic impact for Boyle County was $83.5 million, which was about $12 million more than in 2021. So nothing but good news in there, and it's grown every year from 2021 coming out of COVID. Hopefully, next year we'll see an increase as well, because Home 2 Suites is supposed to open in April, which will provide more hotel rooms and alleviate the issue we have sometimes with big events, center weekends, where we have no rooms at hotels or Airbnbs. I know during Bourbon Chase, during Bourbon Chase and also Brass Band, a lot of times there are no rooms. People are having to stay in Richmond or Lexington because nothing's available. So looking forward to getting that open. The manager at the Hampton said they're expecting sometime maybe in April of next year,
Okay.
as long as the weather holds out.
Good deal.
Let's see. To keep those numbers high, I'm going to tell you about what we're doing with all the funding we do have in our advertising and budgeting plan. We've got about $160,000 budgeted to go toward advertising and marketing efforts, everything from actual print ads, digital ads, to people we're hiring to take photos. A large portion of that, about $125,000, we're spending with our agency, Balance Creative. And they'll do a variety of campaigns with us, magazine ads in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and Tennessee, some ad with Southern Living. We're doing custom emails and digital ads to the Kentucky Department of Tourism, streaming ads that people will see on their smartphones in specific markets, as well as a month-long digital billboard campaign that we'll do, I believe, in March of next year in Nashville, Cincinnati, and Indianapolis. We did that last year in the same markets, and basically it was promoting our history, kind of big canon, and this Danville with history focus. We're spending an additional $34,000 towards sponsorships. This goes to events like Brass Band Festival, Commemoration in Perryville. The CVB board awarded $12,000 at the July meeting for, I think, 6 different groups for events coming in the last half of the year. In January, they'll accept applications again, which will cover basically the events in the spring and early summer of next year. We're also going to spend $5,000 on promotions through our social media channels, $4,000 on new photography and video, $5,000 on search engine marketing, and up to $7,000 on brochures, which we already spent a portion of that. We had a brand new brochure designed from scratch. We had a brochure that dated back to 2017 that we were just continuously updating. We went with something that's a little more evergreen. It doesn't have as much specifics in there, so that we're not having to change every time a restaurant or business opens and closes. It'll still need to be updated periodically, but it'll have a longer shelf life. So we got 10,000 of those in back in July, distributed to all the 7 welcome centers in Kentucky, the Artisan Center at Berea, several places throughout the state that allow us just to mail brochures, and they put them on display for us for free. And we also had 2,500 direct mail requests that were sitting waiting for us to get the brochures. So we've actually given out probably close to 8,000 of these brochures already.
Oh, wow.
So we'll probably end up having to do a reorder later this year. Also want to mention some big events coming up this next few weeks. The Constitution Square Festival is Saturday. I was talking to Mimi yesterday. She's got the place packed. She's trying to figure out where to put everything. So looking forward to that. The weather's looking nice, so we should have a good crowd. The last Downtown Downbeat concert is Thursday, October the 2nd. And finally, the Bourbon Chase. This is the day after the Downtown Downbeat concert, so 2 nights in a row we'll have events downtown. There's about 3,000 runners that usually sign up for this. They all end up in downtown Danville between late afternoon and late evening to go through the exchange point to eat. So it's a big night for downtown. And actually, after I finish here, I got a meeting at 10 with the race director. We got several people coming together who are involved in that to just talk about logistics, what we're planning for this year, make sure everything goes smooth, which it's gone pretty well the past few years.
That'd be October 3rd, right?
That'll be Friday, October the 3rd.
Bourbon
right,
Chase,
yeah.
okay.
And finally, this just went live yesterday. The CVB is the host of the America 250 webpage. So we got our web folks to get that online yesterday. If you go to our website, danvillekentucky.com, you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see the big America 250 logo. If you're on mobile, you just scroll up a little bit, there it is. That's where we'll host event information, whatever the committees, the 250 committees want to put on that page. Right now, it basically just has 3 posts. There's a press release that has the general information about the events coming up next year. And then I created a couple of history pieces about the history of Danville and Boyle County just as placeholders, because we wanted at least a little bit of content on there.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you
Glad
all
to do it.
taking care of that.
But we'll add to that as we go on, and just point people back to that page when we do social media posts. Tony Wilder's going to have a booth at the Constitution Square Festival. We ordered rat cards for that. It directs it back to this page, and got a banner coming in tomorrow that will have the
Great.
booth. So
Great.
start letting people know about it. And that's it.
Kendall, back to your economic impact report. What are the jobs that are generally categorized as tourism?
I don't have a list of
jobs?
specifics, but anybody who has a job that a visitor would touch base with. So restaurant employees, hotels, attractions,
Okay.
anybody who's going to interact with the visitor and
Okay.
help support their job.
Okay, so
Kendall, is there any way to be fair and appropriate and pull out a figure or project a figure for the impact of the 83 million of Perryville and the battlefield and everything that goes on there year round?
They don't break it down. They break it down to the county level. They don't give us the
Understand.
city numbers.
But I think it's quite significant and would just love to be able to, make comment about that if it was appropriate.
Yeah, I'd like to have those numbers too. We could probably hire somebody to do it. I'm not sure what the expense would be over that, but luckily the state does this at no charge for us, but they only give us the county numbers.
Right.
Any other questions or comments for Kendall?
no, and I think there are several entities that it would be nice to see
Yeah.
a little more specifics, but I recognize it would be a challenge, but I'm sure it could be done because, I often think about, the impact of Center College.
Oh my gosh,
And-
yes.
And from there, Center's part of this, but kind of the sports tourism, that I really do feel like we've done a really good job of hosting more baseball tournaments in particular. It seems like, I've referenced this before, but it seems like every time we're out to eat, which is often, there are lots of people wearing uniforms, baseball uniforms
Yeah.
in particular,
Yeah.
throughout the summer in our restaurants eating, and their families and, mom, dad, grandparent, brother, sister, etc. So,
I usually see charter buses on the weekend when I'm around downtown coming to and from campus, so
yeah.
Yeah.
lots of people coming through.
All right, well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
All right, have a good day. Okay, Roger Johnson. We did have Roger Johnson. Roger Johnson has went AWOL. All right, we'll come back to Roger Johnson.
Gotta be present to win, so.
All right, and so next is DBCDC update. And Harold, or Josh, which one? Oh, JJ, I didn't even see you sitting over there.
I'm in the back.
You are hiding back there.
Yeah, so we'll break this up in a few different ways. You have a packet in front of you from us.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Josh kick off, Carol's gonna follow up, and then I'll hit home run.
Thank you all for having us. I'll start off just giving a brief update on some of the small business programming that we've been doing here recently. We recently completed Finance Foundation's Budgeting for Growth. This was in partnership with CenterWorks and Center College, Professor Brian Rogers. All of these, by the way, are completely free of charge that we sponsor. But this Finance Foundation's workshop series was 6 sessions, which provided existing small businesses with advanced financial and managerial accounting tools. In total, 10 hours of content. And out of these sessions, Brian Rogers and those that were participating kind of tunneled in on some of the specific needs, and out of this came up with a couple of additional courses that we will also be sponsoring, one of which is the Fundamentals of Tax Preparation and Planning for Small Businesses, which will be a 90-minute session starting on October the 14th. To understand federal tax concepts and incorporate tax effects into decision making. And the other being a half-day workshop on November 7th, which is focused on overhead rates and job order costing. It'll include a Q&A discussion, real-world exercises. Also, we are working with Northern Kentucky University's Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, as well as partnering with Awesome Inc. out of Lexington to do a program starting on November 7th, which will be a 5-week training. And for entrepreneurs who are interested in starting something to launch and scale their ventures, and this will be hosted at BCTC. On October 21st, we'll be doing another Doing Business in Danville event where we partner with Centerworks, SBDC, Chamber of Commerce, new local businesses and existing small businesses, as well as local service providers and organizations. And this is really designed to kind of, bring especially new businesses in and let them know, what services are available within the community, and really network with those and just, make connections in that way. We're also working with the Small Business Development Center, Stuart Arnold, and to develop a new program. There will be 90-minute workshops on a monthly basis with 1 hour general instruction, 30 minutes of focus discussion, and Q&A, as well as creating a new program that will provide curated content for small businesses in Boyle County and give them access to online tools, just kind of a one-stop shop as well, which would be a new thing for the Small Business Development Center, spearheaded here in Boyle County. We're also working also offering networking opportunities and educational opportunities with our offices where we can bring small businesses together and network with us as well, while utilizing online tools and webinars. With that, I believe that's all I have, so I'll pass it off to
Josh.
Yes, sir.
Will these different entities be at different venues?
Yes, so the three that we're partnering with Center College will be hosted at Centerworks. The Rural Entrepreneurial Blueprint with NKU will be hosted at BCTC. Also Centerworks is partnering with the Doing Business in Danville is also at Centerworks as well.
In talking with some of my colleagues across the state as magistrates, oftentimes the extension offices are used, and they're just extraordinary facilities. And we've got a great collaborative relationship, both Trilly and I, with those folks. And anytime that you need a venue,
sure,
always keep that.
I appreciate that insight. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, magistrates. We're just a little over 2 weeks away from our job fair. We have every 6 months. We have one in the spring and one in the fall. And I'm pleased to say that we'll have about 50 employers as we've had in the past. I think this is our 6th or 7th one that we've had in the last 3 years. So we're real pleased with the response. We're very pleased as far as from the public and just the feedback that we're getting. But we have a good cross-section of employers from manufacturing, social services, education, from government, from both local and state government, and even one of the new ones that we're having, employer from Justice AOC. So pleased to have them this time. Of course, banking, and we're also going to have an apprenticeship, and hopefully as far as producing some interest to some of our high school students. We, excuse me, sent out about 5 or 6 invitations to the area high school. All responded back within that day, and we should have I don't want to give a number just yet, but we should have a pretty good number as far as high school students. The Career Center is there as far as their simulation, the virtual reality, it's a career exploration, so real pleased with that and the partners that we have. The local chambers of commerce. We have a new partner. Of course, we had the Mercer County chamber, but we've also had the Harrisburg Mercer County Industrial Authority, and I had a less development out at the board there. But things are moving very forward in that regard. We had a big month as far as in August. We had site visits to 3 of our manufacturing firms that are looking to expand. We invited and coordinated with the Kentucky Economic Development Cabinet. We had 2 of their project managers attend, as well as their communications and public relations folks. So our thanks to those that we visited. They were very productive. Great opportunity for us to even further learn as far as what they are doing and how we can help them to with their expansion or whatever it is that their need. We're there to help them. One of the things that we've been doing as far as our lunch and learns, and that's an opportunity. You mentioned human resources. As far as to lunch and learn sessions, we had one back in June. It's an hour or 2 session as far as getting the guest speaker in there and talking about subjects that are very pertinent and very timely as far as employment law or whatever that might be. The last one that we had was the ADA, creating a recovery and friendly workplace. We do have one that's coming up in November that we wanted to work with the Veterans Career Services in Frankfurt. On November the 18th, we'll be doing a simulation as far as what veterans are facing upon discharge from the military. The other thing that we're trying to focus in on too, as far as our workforce development, of how we can help and assist second chance employees and educate employers as far as second chance. That is a very great number of untapped resources as far as helping to get folks back into the workforce. So we've had a pretty busy past few months, and like I said, we're looking forward to the job fair and in the next couple of weeks and that. Certainly come out and join us. And there'll be actually some free food, maybe a little pizza there.
I should know the answer to this question after 7+ years as a magistrate. Is there any kind of an association of our builders in the community? Because the 2 very tough deficits that we have are homes and employees, and I'm not sure which we need to emphasize more, but we're seeing construction all over the county. But if we could somehow make sure that they're involved directly.
I did fail to mention, as I was mentioning the sectors, and I had it written down right here, there are some construction folks that are going to be there.
Good.
As far as recruiting folks.
It's to their
So
benefit and to our community, and we've got some great ones in the community.
Thank you, Harold.
Thank you.
Thanks, I'll try to be quick. To answer your question, Magistrate Ellis, there is not a home builders association, which I think you were referencing.
Right.
But there is a collective group working to have a roundtable with planning and zoning to bring builders together,
Right.
contractors, to talk about whether it's planning zoning issues, proper infrastructure development. There's a revisit to the asset development committee of what needs for infrastructure across the state, across the county. But there's working on building that collective again because it's a smaller group.
Right.
In the handout that I provided you, you'll notice that Josh referenced the programs of small business. I want to thank the fiscal court for your commitment to the DBCDC and economic development, that leadership, that continued commitment financially that gives us the wherewithal to go ahead and plan. These activities have been more than a year in planning with universities and other entrepreneurial development initiatives. So important to bring these partners together. Your partnership with the Tourism, Chamber of Commerce, and Regional Economic Development is strong and getting stronger. Again, it's because of your financial commitment, your leadership to support economic development, and willingness to attend EDA meetings and DBCDC meetings and call and give guidance and input on projects that are going on. So the next page is our economic snapshot, and that just gives you an update on the county population, unemployment rates, average weekly wage, which is increasing, household incomes, business licenses, poverty rate, and community patterns. The next document you'll see is a community pattern, inflow and outflow. Shows we have 9,182 people coming in a day to work in Boyle County, and we send 6,700 out to work in other places. So that's important to know that as a county of 180 square miles, our market is regional. They work here, they may not live here, but they definitely come here, spend their money here, and we collect payroll taxes from that. The next is also a unemployment rate sheet. Our county's at 5.9%. We don't really like that number, but there's just cyclical business cycles, and we're in that. Construction industry is down. Housing starts are somewhat up for the area, but the automobile industry is down as well, so those will pick back up, and we'll see that number drop in the future. But you can also gauge this against others in the region. So
from July to now, it's went up 1%. Is that would that be right? You said 5.9?
yes, now the numbers that are here presented are not seasonally adjusted, so you'll see that tweak.
Okay.
What that means is they'll come back and give you a revision after they have more data.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we may be close on that 1%,
Okay.
or it may be a little bit less, but I can remember when 5% just thought, oh, that was the lowest level of employment you could have, but we've seen it lower. We've
Yeah.
seen it at 4.6
Yeah.
just as far as last August.
Right.
So we're optimistic, and our job fairs, the regionality of our job fairs and the collective is we're bringing people in, they're bringing jobs here, so we're excited about that continued partnership and growth. And then the last few pages are our project worksheets. And this is a project that we're working on, we've had inquiries on. Could include anything from now 3 announced restaurants, which is Texas Roadhouse, which we built out behind Chick-fil-A. You've got Qdoba, which is built off Skywatch. And then Jersey Mike's, which is going to be built in part of the old Pizza Hut building.
Awesome.
And then, of course, Center Estates development is moving right ahead. They've got all their infrastructure in, which is not unusual, but pretty significant investment for them over the last few years to put all that infrastructure in first. But speed to market, pad-ready sites is important. So you've seen Pizza Hut announce their move from their old location on Houstonville Road over to by Wings and Rings in a Ryan Montgomery building that's on that property, and another one being built beside Azuka, which is going to be another small retail shop that Ryan's building in partnership with that. So we've got significant investment going on in multiple areas. We are still working on the Cody facility, LSC, or Donnelly, whatever you want to call it. That should close this week. That is an industrial property buyer. They'll own that and control that, and then that will be marketed as a leased property to expanding industry. So
you're saying that's coming close to?
That's coming close. I mean, we've done, as of Friday, we were working on plats, helping them get signatures on platting. That's a 313 acre property, 760,000 square feet. They're only buying 100 acres and the facility, 760,000 square feet.
Are there any other access roads other than?
There is off North Stewart's side for that 212 acres, but for the most part, it's all off Lebanon Road. So there'll be industrial and office space there combined that will be on the market.
Great.
So
On number 5, do you have the capability of separating out 2 income families?
We can look at that. Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see.
There's different data sources, so we'd have to check the reliability of where that comes from, because between average, medium, so you're referencing the economic snapshot, I assume. So
Yes.
when you're talking, where we talk average and median household income, you get that from census data. It's usually a few years old and it's estimates, but you can look from different sources, housing studies, household income, depends on who and where, but we'll try and get you some
Because
information.
it harks back to long before any of us have served on this court, childcare. And I would suspect that we're about the same circumstance right now as we were, Josh, you and I talked about this years ago, in terms of available, certified, secured counselor, because we're seeing some things from other communities that have really gone south. I think the biggest problem is over in Lexington, where one was appearing to be a safe site, and I think several of the employees are under indictment right now, and parents seeking child care when they're 2-income family. It's a real need and an economic development deficit if we don't have it.
It really goes down to the parents, what their choice is, what they choose to forego an income, a second income stream, versus how they want their child raised. And there's little that we can do to influence that, but we can definitely support those that want to make an inroad in that.
Judge, you remember Tom Pollard?
Yes.
Has been very involved.
Yes, he has.
In that.
Mhm. Yeah.
And 2 last things, I want to let you know, beginning of October, we will be going to the Site Selector Guilds in Indianapolis meeting. We will be sponsoring. We will be a sponsor of that, and Phil and I will be in attendance. And then in November, we'll be down in Florida to the Site Area Development Conference Consultants Forum, and we'll also sponsor an event down there and recognition with direct contact with site selectors and site selector groups. So your marketing efforts are going far and wide to get the word out about Boyle County, whether it's industrial foundation property, EDA property, pad-ready sites, and just overall why Boyle County is a great place to live and work. So we appreciate your continued support and guidance.
Thank you, JJ. Appreciate all the updates and all the wonderful things that are going on.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move back
I do
up.
have
Oh, yes, Magistrate Bodner.
I do have that packet on my desk there to put in my mailbox. Do I?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move back up to Roger. Just to brief everyone, Roger is experiencing some high blood pressure, and so they have taken him to the ER just to get him checked out. But he's okay. He's just blood pressure's a little high right now, so we want to make sure he's checked out good. All right, so Miss Elena is going to stand in Roger's place, and he was going to present utility trailer purchase, which is in your packet. The bids are.
Alrighty.
Looks like the Aardvark tilt trailer is the one that he was going to recommend.
Yes. Kind of going to wing it here, but we can do it. So it looks like there were 3 quotes. He did get the 3 quotes he needed to look into this trailer, and the one he wants approved is the Aardvark tilt trailer, and that does have hydraulic jacks, dual hydraulic jacks. And it's gonna be $14,690.
And it is the lowest price.
It is the lowest price amongst the quotes.
I'll make the motion, we approve that bid with the title, license, paid on delivery.
No, way to go, Magistrate Gay. Second by Magistrate Ellis. All right, any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. And then he also included the fall paving list, so this is what we have come up with for fall. And Master Bodner, you will be very pleased when you see the list. So a lot of this will be in Magistrate Bodner's district. There are a couple that are in Magistrate Ellis's district. And so as we progress with this, we already have started the spring paving list, and we're trying to make it even, you know, for all the magistrates with county roads. And so this fall will mostly consist of District 2 and some in District 1. And so those are the...
Appreciate it.
Yes, yes. Those are the roads that are to be paved, and if you all want to approve this list, is that, do you want to approve it? Do you
Make
need
that
to?
motion.
Okay, Magistrate Ellis? Is there a
Second.
Second, Magistrate Bodner. Okay, any discussion on the fall paving list?
Yeah, Judge, and I guess Shannon can help me on this. Literally, last night, I got an emergency text from one of my constituents. There's logging going on in her area, and I haven't seen the pictures yet, but apparently there's significant damage. Do we have a fund, a line item, or something to take care of situations like that? I don't know how
What's
much
been
damage.
damaged? The road?
The
or
road is damaged.
The road is damaged.
Yeah, and as soon as I get pictures, I'll get them to you.
What road is it? What road is it?
I can't name it
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Okay.
But-
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of work needs to be done to it. I mean, but if a road's been damaged, I mean, we take care of
Okay, yeah.
fixing
because,
the road, so.
She's concerned that going into the winter, it could really be difficult because it's up on the ridge. And,
Okay, well, just get us the information and we can work with Roger on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did we vote on that?
No.
Okay. Any other discussion on the fall paving list? All those in favor of approving the fall paving list signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Elena.
guys.
All right, next up, County Administrator Julie Wagner.
The first item is the tax credit Part 3 application. I need approval for a fee of $375 to submit Part 3 to the Kentucky Heritage Council.
I make a motion.
Second, third.
All right, we have a motion by Magistrate Bodner, second by Magistrate Gay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Thank you. Second item I have is pickleball courts, and I've got 2 different things on this. The first is we have, we're given a contract by JRA, an agreement to enter into, or to engage them to do the work. I would like to revisit that in light of the next discussion, and that is moving pickleball from White Park to Millennium Park. So I feel like this contract is a little bit not relevant with the location change. So with the location change, some of the magistrates have not heard this, but the city has come up with a proposal, and there's a map at your place that would allow for pickleball to be at Millennium Park. So we asked our engineer, or our architect, to come meet us there, and he looked at the site. He is going to do a site survey and some environmental and some structural ground core drillings and all that. So they have submitted a proposal for $10,500 to do the site survey. The city has agreed to reimburse us for half of that. So I would like to get permission to sign this agreement with BFW for $10,500 to do the site survey.
I'll make that motion, and with saying also that I think it's the preferable site to get it located in Millennium Park.
Yes. The second piece of that is that we have asked.
Let me do the motion thing
Oh,
first.
there is a vote needed, isn't there?
We have a motion by Magistrate Gay, a second by Magistrate Cullen. Is there any discussion? Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
You want to vote on it?
We are,
Go ahead.
Discussion
Approve.
stage.
Are you still discussing this?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Then we shall vote. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. All right.
There's a lot to this. So what they're proposing, and if you look at this little schematic here that Earl provided, we met with the architect. He does feel like pickleball will fit in this site. There's some discussion about moving. This is just pretend it's a puzzle, and we're trying to fit all these pieces with sand volleyball and basketball courts and a community pool and an expanded skate park, pickleball, and the new park district office with locker rooms and bathrooms and everything that would support pickleball and the pool. So we are going to use JRA. They have done parks and have done pools and have done pickleball to design this, and they feel like it'll fit. They just want to do, of course, these drillings to make sure the pool can go there. So at this point, the contract that I referenced is not relevant because we just don't know. So I will bring back another contract to you when we know more about what it's going to cost. But we did ask Jerry with the pickleballers to come to Millennium Park. I did invited him. He's seen the site. I feel like this is less grading and fill that would be needed. So we're going to try to make it work here.
And
on
once
this
they
site.
do their evaluation, some of these pieces,
Yes.
parts may be moved to a
Yeah,
better
it's a shuffle
location
game.
within,
Yes.
within the
Yeah.
puzzle. Okay.
Yes. And what you don't see on this map is there is a tremendous amount of parking over here. And that was the first kind of question we got, is there's not enough parking, but this isn't it. There's plenty of parking over here. And the baseball fields are over here. So it really does kind of compact everything in and make it very vibrant in that part of the park. So we're enthused about this, and it does, interestingly enough, fit with the 1999 Millennium Park Master Plan. They pulled that out, and it does fit nicely with that original plan that our forefathers came up with. So we're pleased that this has been worked out, and I'll just have to keep you informed as we move through this.
Yeah, well, thank you for your work on this. All right, that it?
That's it for now.
Okay. All right, moving to, well, you do have some FYI information, the EMS review, revenue report, and also the standing order check register. Those are in your folder as well. Moving to magistrate reports, and we will start with Magistrate Ellis today.
Thank you, Judge. After over 5 years of promises next year, we are finally having Perryville Road paved from Danville into and just through town of Perryville. It's going on right now. I was stopped for about 8 minutes this morning, but I was thrilled to be stopped. So they're working hard to get it done. And there are going to be a couple of nights where it's going to be done, so that will help in terms of our traffic flow. Some of you will recall that, and Angie was involved in this, she's left, this report several years ago. We found out from the state that 120 counties, when you collect all the litter in our Commonwealth, it cost 5 years ago $10 million a year for litter control. That does not include what we compensate our inmates, which I'm sure of the 78, 79 prisons and detention centers that we have statewide, that would be a significant figure if it was ever gathered. When Angie brought this up and we talked 5 years or so ago, I recalled that when Toyota was just looking to come to the United States, do you remember when I brought this up? They sent American agents to the dozen, then the 5, then the contenders for Toyota manufacturing, Georgetown, Kentucky,
Okay.
and other communities had already seen, unseen actually, because it was a confidential circumstance. Their one mission was to measure litter on the roads. Kentucky would not have gotten Toyota, which is an unbelievably successful corporation in our Commonwealth of Kentucky. Thank the Lord they found Scott County, and on occasions, they didn't look at Perryville Road, because some of us frequent that, and some of us live on Perryville Road. And there's hardly a day goes by that either I or my neighbors aren't picking up. Folks, I decided that it had been too long, especially since I picked up a good bit of litter last week, since I looked at the state data. So I literally plugged it into my phone. It's not $10 million today. In 5 years, that number is now $20 million for litter abatement on our major roads. I don't know how we persuade people. How many people just laugh when you see the sign, $300 for littering? I'd like to see their line item of how many dollars have been collected in my lifetime, Barry. There's no way that people are being cited. But we've got to influence people that the $20 million is insignificant compared to losing one employer of 100, let alone the thousands of employees at Toyota. So I just felt compelled to repeat something that I brought up 5 years ago, and the number has doubled to 20 million. Julie and I have talked about this before. Senate Bill 8 passed several years ago, and that's the one that requires special taxing districts to come before us 4 times a year. If it's slipped my mind, we're due with some of them, aren't we?
We're getting them scheduled.
Yeah, I think that's something that the public absolutely needs to see quarterly, because there have been a few purchases through the years that have alarmed some of my constituents. One major employer has been particularly interested in expenditures that are made with one of our special taxing districts. And actually, when I think about it, one has nearly gone to the newspaper on a totally separate entity that's a special taxing district in Boyle County for their amazing reserves, which rank higher than a half a dozen county governments in the Commonwealth. And I did back check that when that individual brought that statistic. So we've got some folks who are flush with funds, and for some reason they seem to want more. So we really need to keep track of that opportunity. And I'll say this for the constituencies that we have out there, we have zero control except for the state level that they can't exceed without our input. But the state is very generous year to year with what special taxing districts can bump up from the previous year. And it was brought to me in spades one time when that first individual, a major corporation in town, said, have you ever looked at just a couple of 3, 4 percentages increase granted by the state to a special taxing district over a 10-year period kind of adds up, compounded, to a great deal of money. And that's something, until Senate Bill 8 passed 3 or 4 years ago, that we've never had the opportunity to bring them forward and get it on the front page of the newspaper. And when we finally did it about 1.5 years ago, I got angry calls, because how dare you put that information on the front page of the newspaper? But we have the right to pull them in, and therefore I wanted to make a little bit of a speech about that. Please put it on your calendar. We've got the festival, the battlefield, on the 3rd and 4th, and then right after that we have the Portland Festival the very next weekend, the 10th and 11th. So huge opportunities for folks visiting from out of state and folks who live right here to have a great time in both festivals. Judge, that's it.
All right, thank you, Magistrate Ellis. Magistrate Bodner.
Yes, September the 20th, the Junction City Fire Department will have their breakfast. And Junction City Matters is going to, of course, have the Halloween. We're going to have a table set up at the, the Halloween festival at Junction City, and lots of good fun stuff going on. But I'm also sad to see a lot of the side-by-sides and things out on the road. And on 2 occasions, I've seen young children, less than 10, and by the time I can try to get to them, they're gone, out on crossing a state highway. So we really need some education on the side-by-sides and all that's going on, because I'm going to get the Sheriff's Department to watch for that incident, because that's a really risky situation. But other than that, I think my district is good.
All right, well, thank you so much. Magistrate Harmon.
One thing, I've resigned my position as pastor of New Harmony Baptist, and last Sunday was a week ago, and been there 27 years, which that's really unusual for a Baptist pastor. They usually shoot us by the time we're 16 years there. They get rid of us. But, it's been a great time, but it's time to come to an end. And it was a joy. And we don't know how fortunate we have it here compared to a lot of places that are not far from us. And you don't get to know the people in 10 years. You think you do, but you don't. And you spend time with them, they'll eventually tell on themselves. You don't have to love them or anything. At least Baptists are that way, all right? And we're not retiring. My wife and I will be in ministry till the day we can't. They'll have us hooked up on a machine somewhere. But that's quite a milestone for us. And you do something for 27 years and it comes to an end, it's a little bit difficult. And we loved the people in Mackerel, and they loved us back. It was a good relationship. That's the way we need to be with our constituents, is that we love them, let them know that we care, but they don't know how much we care till we show it. We can say it over and over and over, but they don't know how much we do care till we show them. So that's your pep speech today. All right? No cost, Jamie.
Appreciate it. Always can use a good speech from you, Barry.
Well, I had the privilege of attending a couple of Sundays at Barry's church down there, and Barry's a wonderful pastor, and he preaches the word just as plain as you can get it. So sorry to hear that, but thankful that you are able to continue in ministry of some type.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Magistrate Cullen.
Nothing for me. We're pretty good out in our district. Appreciate all the help from state and Roger's crew with cleaning up some of the brush and tall grass on the sideways. So looking forward to a little more work from the state, but appreciate our group always making it a priority.
All right, thank you very much. Magistrate Gay.
I want to start by recognizing Superintendent Ron Ballard from Danville Independent Schools, who's sitting back there on the back row, and all of our, I think all of the area schools are now officially back to school, with Lincoln County starting yesterday, I believe. So I want to thank Mr. Ballard for all he does and the number of employees and teachers that he leads in our independent school district, and go Ads.
Yeah, right.
Judge.
So they're football's in full swing, and I know unfortunately Boyle County suffered a loss this week, but they at the same time are still off to a good start. The Ads, of course, are 3-0,
Yeah.
and off to a good start. So we're excited about football being in full swing. Center's back in session, and going full speed ahead. I also want to remind everybody, Constitution Square Festival is this coming weekend downtown, and our EMS committee met this morning with Magistrate Cullen zooming in for that, and so that report is that Mark gave a crisis team update, and unfortunately we did have one suicide death this month and one child fatality, which the crisis team was involved in both those instances, and also did some self-crisis management within the team that handled those incidents as well. And Terry then gave the update on community outreach, which has also been a very busy month for them. Mo gave our education update, and as we all know, our EMS team is a great team overall, and a big part of that is the education and training and work that Mo coordinates. And then Tim gave an update on our operations, Tim Bryant, and we are having some truck issues, and so we're keeping Tommy very busy with the keeping things running, and we're anxiously awaiting arrival of new EMS vehicles that have been ordered 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy that we're still that far on the waiting list. And then we have had some employees leave for various reasons, and so we're working on filling in for those positions. And then last month we had 658 runs, which averages 21 runs per day. And I think again it's just kind of mind-boggling to know how busy our EMS crew is. But again, I can't say enough about how fortunate we are to have just an amazing EMS crew in this community.
Yep.
And that's my report, and I'll make a motion to approve the EMS committee report.
Okay, I have a motion by Magistrate Gay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Magistrate Ellis, did you have a comment about Jamie's?
Yes, Mr. Superintendent, we haven't met, I don't believe, but 3 Sundays ago, we had both football teams, parents, coaches, everybody at Centenary for our service. And then I'm sorry if the guys were dragging on Monday, because we fed them till they foundered. But I tried to get around and shake as many of your young men as I could, and I did spend some time talking to your new coach. He's a remarkable Christian, he's a remarkable leader, and it's great to see a true stalwart disciplinarian, and that's why you're winning. And Judge, I presumed to invite the coach at a date that you would agree to and he could come, to have him just come and introduce himself.
Sure, if you'd like to do that.
So,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, Magistrate Sleeper.
All right, at our last fiscal court meeting, we had the rural heart lung, Dr. Stephanie Boone give a report. And I just want to read, we had our quarterly meeting on on September 2nd, and I just want to reiterate that they're still seeking study participants between the ages of 25 and 64, and that the exam unit, the mobile exam unit, will be open. We'll have an open house at Millennium Park on October 2nd from 4 to 7 p.m. So if you have the opportunity to go by and see that and see what the equipment is and such in the program. On October 3rd, I attended a Zoom meeting at Danville City Hall. Magistrate Ellis brought up the idea, the problem of housing, lack of housing in our community, and it was put on by the State Chamber of Commerce and the Kentucky Home Builders Association. And they presented a program describing a financial lending program for housing development that modeled after a program that Indiana is doing. But those of us in attendance had some real concerns and issues about how that program would work. And there were 3 or 4 issues that we discussed afterwards. And so I won't go into those at this time, but I'd be happy to share those at some point. And then to add to what Magistrate Ellis had attended the service of remembrance for John K. Wood, and it was probably the most beautiful service I'd ever attended. And there was he was an outstanding man, an outstanding servant leader of our community, and his memory was honored with some magnificent tributes and a message and full military honors. It was a blessing to witness that. So, and that's all I have.
All right, well, thank you
I
very
would
much.
just echo what he was saying about the rural heart lung study. I did get signed up, and I just barely qualified from an age perspective, but I did make the cutoff, so I'm signed up and ready to go. So I would encourage everybody else of the appropriate age categories to sign up. And I'm trying to encourage my daughter and her younger generation of citizens to get involved, because we don't just need us old folks in there in the heart lung study, but I'm hoping we get some younger people signed up as well.
All right, thank you very much. And we'll go to County Attorney.
I don't have a whole lot other than, there's a lot going on in Danville and Boyle County with college starting back and school and sports all going, football and soccer. I want to congratulate the Boyle County girls soccer team, as they're going to go this weekend to compete, hopefully repeat in the 2A state championships for soccer. So I wish them luck. It's great that Danville's back. Their football team is 3-0. That's great. Read the article in the paper about the coach. Seems like a really nice man, and I'd like to meet him someday, definitely. And Danville Schools looks good. All the outside work at the school looks really nice. And the new sign I saw when I drove by this morning being put in. So just a lot that's going on. I just caution people when they're out on the road to slow down. We get a lot of speeding tickets now, a lot. And people do go fast, and they don't stop at stoplights. They just continue through them, and just beware of the roadways, because it's dangerous out there. I mean, especially now that we have new drivers who can get their permit at 15. My daughter just got her permit. I think it was more of she liked to have her permit more than she's ready to go on the road, because she doesn't want to drive on the road, which I'm glad. But there's a lot of young drivers out there, so we have to just be careful and set good examples for these kids who are new drivers. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Attorney Herring. Miss Julie?
I have a lot, or I have some pretty important updates. The first is, mark your calendar on 9:30 at 9 a.m. is the joint city-county parks discussion. just to get everybody on the same page with this new layout and make sure we're all understanding everything. So that's 9:30, September 30th at 9 a.m.
Can it be held where?
To be determined, it looks like Jenny Rogers maybe.
Okay.
So we'll get the location pinned down. 9:20.
Again, I'll ask that we send a calendar
I
invite
will
for
do
any of
that.
this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 9, September 25th is the new date to meet and go over the public safety planning. It just did not work out to do it this week with the sheriff out. That's just too important. So 9:25 at 10:30. So we have a structural specialist coming here at 10:30-ish to look at the clock tower. There was a firm that came 2 weeks ago that rebuilds clock towers. That's all they do. And they feel like they can redo the clock tower without taking it off. Which we will look like the Capitol did, and the Capitol in Frankfurt does, because it would be scaffolded all the way around. They think they can get the bell out. They'll have to dismantle one side, get the bell out, and then rebuild the clock tower without cutting those 8 timber beams that hold it up, which I think makes way more sense. So we'll know more today, hopefully, on that. I've asked Chris this question. We declared an emergency of the clock tower. It's been at least a year ago, so we do probably need to revisit that and reissue an ongoing emergency, something, to keep this project going, or we'll have to stop and rebid everything. So I'd like to do that. Now I want to talk about Fred King. We submitted the sprinkler plan back in June. It was closed out, unbeknownst to anybody here, and determined to be undersized, which means that it was below the threshold and kicked back to the local building inspector, which was not the case. So it sat there with nobody knowing. So when we called them last week, they realized that that was an error. It is big enough, it's too big to be a local review. So we spoke to a specialist up there at Building and Construction who said that we need what's called a parent project. They can't just review the sprinklers, they need more. So I wrote him a letter and explained everything we've done, everything we plan to do. And I just received an email this morning. It's not the news I wanted to hear. They do not like that we constructed a metal wall without building plans. So now they want us to get an architect to plan the whole building, all the building, both warehouses, with an architectural seal, with airflow of HVAC and everything. So that's going to take some time to do. We're going to have to find an architect to go in there and make building plans that we really don't need, but that's what the state says by statute we have to have. They also will not allow us to make the roof repairs, even though the roof is leaking, because their interpretation of what we're doing is a new roof. And so with the size of the warehouse, we cannot call it a repair. So what work we have done is being exposed to water. So the guys did do some covering and some metal to try to mitigate that until we can get this moving forward. So essentially, the only work we can do right now is outside, and we can do the renovations of the recycling offices and such. But the stuff that really needs to be done, the roof, the sprinklers, the office, none of that can be done until we get plans and send them to Frankfurt. And the fee is probably going to be somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000 to get these reviewed. And that's from Frankfurt. I have no idea what the architectural drawings are going to cost, but we can't move forward without them. So I hate it. I really hate it, but it's what we're going to have to do. So, sorry.
Okay, good news.
We can do the recycling renovations right away. We can start those. We can do the landscaping, move the fence. We're still working to subdivide off the road for Fred Kane. There's been a little bit of a question about survey and who's surveying, so we're working through that.
Just so that you know, we got.
Yes, so hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have that ready to go. And the next thing that we'll be working on is the contract to sell off the tax credits, the $45,000. So that'll be hopefully in the next month before you approve and get that $45,000 money sold. Get that money in our coffers, so I think that's it.
Good deal. All right. Shannon, do you have anything? Okay. All right. I've just got a couple announcements. September 21st, which is Sunday after next, is our county picnic, and that'll be held at Millennium Park at the large shelter. I think they call it the Kroger shelter, back in the back. So all the county officials and employees are invited. That'll be from 4 to 6 p.m. on September 21st. I talked with a realtor yesterday about our Main Street lot. The house next to it is up for sale, and wanted to know if we would like to include our property in that sale proposition, I guess. If someone decided they wanted to buy the house, then they would have an extra lot to go with it. So I guess I would like to get your all's permission to proceed with that and include it with the house. I think that's the best opportunity that we've had so far. All right, motion by Magistrate Ellis, second by Magistrate Gay. Any discussion on that?
Well, in-lots are being scooped up by a lot of folks, so hopefully that will come to pass.
Yeah.
Because I think we've determined that we just don't have the need for it.
I think our best option is to try to sell it with an adjoining property than trying to sell it on its own.
I agree.
And the realtor had found out she had done some history. She said if you haven't read Early Days in Danville, you need to read it because it explains a lot about the water situation. And so she had found some interesting things about how the water had come down, and that used to be, I think that area was spring of some type, and that's where all the local town people went to get their water. I haven't read the book, so I don't know exactly what it is, but that's how she explained it anyway. So we will move forward with getting that Main Street property sold. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you all. And then starting Friday, there is a new production at the Ragged Edge Theater, which my nephew, Nick Powell, is performing in. So I have to give a shout out for him. It's called Our Town, and it starts Friday. There are tickets still available, and it runs through September 21st. So if you want to go see an interesting little play entitled Our Town, be sure and get your tickets and head over to Harrisburg. And other than that, don't have anything else to report. So
Julie mentioned the safety meeting on the 25th, and I think we now have 4, maybe 5 different dates. So
I'll send out.
Everything there,
Yeah.
so that we don't.
We'll make sure that you're at the right place at the right time.
Got it.
All right. So other than that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Magistrate Gay, is your second?
Second.
Magistrate Sleeper. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, Magistrate Bodner and Magistrate Cullen, for being with us today.
Thanks.
We're adjourned. Thank you.